Welcome to my podcast, episode 1, the Illumination Station. Right now we're out in nature, by the water. This podcast is about, I called it the door to value. So, yeah. Let's start with some deep breaths. The door to value. Nobody can determine your value for you. And when you allow yourself, or when you aren't rooted in your own identity, when you don't know how to pour into you and to fill your own cup up, you're seeking, even if it doesn't feel like it, you're seeking for somebody else to come and fill your cup for you. You know, whether that be a friendship or a relationship or anything, you have this unconscious part of yourself who is looking to be valued, is looking to be loved and appreciated, and 9 times out of 10 you're doing that and you're not very conscious, or you don't really have the awareness to know exactly what you should and should not accept for yourself, right? So with that being said, it mainly starts off as, in my story, when I was younger, I was like, this was like 7th, or it was this was like 7th or 8th grade. I think it was 6th. I think it was 6th grade. And my young self, I'm on Snapchat because Snapchat was popping back then. Snapchat was lit. So I was just living my motherfucking life. And this guy followed me. And we started talking. And mind you, this guy, he was 17 at the time. I'm like 13. Yikes. And in my head, I didn't even see it as a problem. I just thought, I was like, ooh, he picked me. Like, I'm that girl. I'm really that. I remember reading my journal entry like a couple months ago. And I was like, yeah, I'm 13, pulling 17-year-olds. Like, and I just remember when I was writing it, really thinking that I was on shit. Like, I was popping that shit whole motherfucking time. No, baby, like, absolutely the fuck not. That is not something to be like, hey, about. Like, first of all, the guy is extremely weird. Second of all, I should have had, but because I didn't have any boundaries or any, like, layout of what I should value or what I should accept, I was just thinking, like, hey, he like me, I like him. And I continued that pattern over my life for a couple years until about a year ago. I finally understood that, hey, I don't have to accept what's just given to me. I can actually make some changes. I can actually decide if something is valuable of my time or if it's not, you know? Just because somebody says, hey, I like you, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to say, hey, I like you too. But because I was so deep in this void that I had, that I was so unconscious, I didn't even know I was missing anything. I just thought I was living my life. Like, I just thought I was, hey. When in reality, I was seeking for attention. I was seeking for somebody else to fill my cup up because I didn't have the foundation laid for myself. And that's very important. It's important that you set the foundation and you lay the foregrounds for what you accept in your reality. Meaning, You need to fill your cup up with love. Say, I'm proud of me. I love me. I am brilliant. I am magnificent. I am one of one. I am love. I am, all of these things. And you tell yourself these things so that you know it. Because when you're telling yourself it, it's not that you want anything out of it. You're just telling yourself because you appreciate who you are, right? So that way, when somebody else does come in and they say, oh, well, I like you. I think you're pretty. I think you're beautiful. You're not putting that person then on a pedestal above you because this is your only source of love. Because now you know, hey, I've already set the grounds. I already know exactly what I'm worthy of and what I will and will not accept. I know that I love myself. I know that I'm beautiful. So you telling me this doesn't necessarily do anything for me. Not to say that you're not appreciative of, compliments and stuff like that, but it doesn't move the needle because of, oh, well, this person said this about me, so now I must be this. Because it works in the inverse too. If you don't have that foreground laid, I noticed even for myself when I was younger, people would say that my voice sounded like a man, like I had a really deep voice. Or when I was younger, like I grew fast. I developed like breast, chest, and the hips and all that shit. I developed that fast. So I was getting attention from older people without having the grounds laid for myself of what I knew. Like without even saying, hey, I do love myself. Hey, I don't need anybody else outside of me, and I needed to work through that. I needed to go through those experiences where I did put somebody else on a pedestal above me. So when they said something good about me, I was overjoyed. And when they said something bad about me, I took it to heart. I let that criticism ruin my life because I was thinking, this is my law. Like this is as good as it's gonna get for me. There's nothing better. This person said that they love me, so I need to stay. Stuff like that, when in reality, you always have the option to say, hey, I don't think this aligns with me anymore. You always have that free will. But for so long, I didn't even know that. I thought that, no, because this person said this, or because this person is somebody that I care for, I need to stay here. I need to accept this. I need, all of these things, when in actuality, the only thing that you truly need is yourself. And recently I've been in this like solitude, right? At first it wasn't willingly, but then I started getting more accustomed with myself. I started understanding, okay, I know that what I was in, this relationship that I was in, it wasn't aligning with me. It wasn't something that I should have even allowed myself to be in. But because I, back to the point, didn't have the grounds laid, I just thought that I needed this person because they were filling my cup up, and without them, I would feel so empty. Without realizing that the only person who can truly fill your cup up with value is you. You are the only person that will ever give you exactly what you need and know exactly how you need it. Nobody else was there during your childhood. Those nights where you sat in the room crying, or those times that you got disappointed, like nobody else will be in your mind to know exactly what it is that you need for your life. So by outsourcing your source of love, or outsourcing your care, or saying that because only in this circumstance am I allowed to be loved, only because this person said that I look pretty with my hair like this, I'm only allowed to wear my hair like that because then I'll be seen as pretty. When in reality, you're beautiful as you are. And I had to get out of that. I had to learn what it meant to just love me for being me. Not because I had these things, or not because this person was around me, but simply just because I was me. I had to learn how to love Journey. And at first, it was very difficult. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I couldn't see the out. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. I was in the middle of the tunnel, or no, I was in the beginning of the tunnel. That point where you don't see no fucking light. All you see is darkness around you. And I was like, bitch, what am I doing this for? Why don't I just get a nigga? Why don't I just start talking to people? you know, filling myself up with blank substance just to feel something. And then once you fall back and you analyze and you go, why did I? Why did I talk to that person? Why did I accept that treatment? It all falls back to, what do you see yourself being worthy of? Did you see yourself being worthy of being treated like the princess, the queen of your universe? Or did you allow the projections of people outside of you to move you to the place that you can't even recognize yourself? And I was having this conversation with my sister a little while ago, I think like a couple days ago. It was me and my mom. And we were saying how there's always going to be people around. There's always going to be friends to make. There's always going to be things to watch or YouTube to play, you know, like these apps and these companies, these billion-dollar industries, their job is to hold your attention, right? The whole goal is to see, how can we keep this person on our app the longest so that they can just get us this money? Because the longer you stay, the more attention you pay to this thing, the more money they're gonna get, right? And it just tied back to relationships and people. Are you only accepting this treatment because you feel like it's the best that you can get? Are you paying more attention to this person and hoping that they will fill your cup up all the way to the tippy top and then you'll start overflowing? Or is this a person that you genuinely love for who they are? That you just enjoy them because they are them, you know? It's tricky. I notice that it's very tricky sometimes. And the only way that you can truly ever know who you are and what you want and what you value out of life is if you don't have anything else around you. And not in like let's shut the whole world out and be incognito, but in a sense, just falling back into place with who you are. You know, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing. So fall back into love with just being. And understand that without anything, you are worthy. Without the car, you are worthy. Without the money, you are worthy. Without the job, you are worthy. Without the love, you are worthy. Without anything, just because you are who you are worthy. You deserve the best treatment that this world has to offer simply because you are. Simply because you exist. And the society now has conditioned us to believe that we need X, Y, and Z. We need this thing, we need that thing, we need this thing, we need that thing. And I don't know if you guys can hear me. There's a yacht driving by. Yacht, whatever it is. It looks nice though. But yeah, we've been conditioned to believe, if I don't have this thing, if I don't have this amount of money, if I don't have this amount of followers, if I don't have this amount of likes on my video, then I'm not worthy. This many people didn't see my video, let me take it down. I only got this many likes on the video, I'm taking it down. Instead of doing what your soul wants, instead of fulfilling your own cup, figuring out what you want to do and just doing it and allowing it to be. You deserve that. And me telling you that you deserve it isn't enough. Because like I was saying before, you can have the best person in your life, the best relationship you've ever been in. They can fill your cup up. But at the end of the day, the only person who can truly ever fulfill you is you. And it has to start with you. It has to, because that's the only way that you know what you're deserving of. That's the only way that you really know your worth, your value. By you deciding, saying, who am I? What is it that I need? And giving it to yourself. So that when somebody else comes and starts giving you those things, you don't put them on a pedestal, you don't put them higher than you, and you don't make it your law to love this person and cherish this person because you're not going to get anything like it and this is your only source of love. Like, never that. Never that. Ever. You should always be your source. It should always come from you. And if you believe in God, then you and God. That's it. I personally believe that you're co-creating and the creator of your universe, your world. And so long as you keep externalizing that power away to somebody else or some being or anything above you, you're just saying that I'm not worthy as I am. When inherently you are worthy because you are. And that's it. You know, it's like when we see the older generation, like in the past, you would see the older generation of women. Of course, they didn't have like as much knowledge of their power back then. But seeing women being beaten by their husbands and staying in those relationships because it was conditioned that the man is the holy matrimony, like you partnering up and giving birth to children was the only thing that you were allowed to do. It was seen as the pinnacle of womanhood, having kids and having a husband. So it stripped away your autonomy. It stripped away the knowledge that just as you are, you can be anything you want. And if you don't want that husband, you don't have to take him. You don't have to say yes when he asks you to marry him. You don't have to have the kids and move to the house and do all these things just because it makes somebody else happy. But when you sit with yourself and realize, what do I want? Then you move from that space. Move from the space of, this is fulfilling me. And a lot of people say that that's selfish. It's selfish to just think for yourself. But I don't think it's selfish. I think it's self-full. It's allowing yourself to be filled up, allowing your cup to be filled and you overflow into everybody around you in the event that you need to. But you don't have your cup out and begging other people with your hand out like, can I get some, please, I'm begging, because that's essentially what it's like. You know, I didn't notice that. I didn't know how loud it was when I didn't love myself until I retreated back into my center of self, and then I realized, whoa, I was just accepting anything. I was just allowing myself to be placed in these situations and not removing myself when I felt the need to be. When I felt that I wasn't valued or when I felt that I didn't deserve this, I still stayed because I was conditioned in the mind to thinking that this is my source of love, this is my source of happiness, this is the only thing that will ever fill my cup up. When in reality, that's not true. Your parents aren't going to fill your cup up. Your relationship isn't going to fill your cup up. Your friendship isn't going to fill your cup up. Like, these are add-ons. These are additions to you already having that foreground laid. And if you don't have the foreground laid, you are subjective. Yeah. You're subjective to not valuing yourself, to not really appreciating or not receiving the love that you truly do deserve or the care that you truly do deserve because you don't have any within yourself. You don't have the foundation laid. So of course, somebody saying, hey, you want to be friends? You're just going to say, yeah, without actually taking a moment back and say, do I want to be friends with this person? Is this friendship something that aligns with me? And even the idea that, because in my youth, I would say that I would like, oh, I wish I had a best friend that I had a best friend since childhood and somebody that really knew me and all this stuff. And I would say these things when in reality, not to say that the people who have those relationships are bad, but I want community that is like-minded, you know, somebody that we can grow with. don't know. I don't necessarily feel as though having a lifelong friendship, if you're growing together and evolving together individually, then that's perfect. But sometimes I'll notice that these friendships are only built upon the trauma, not necessarily the trauma if there really wasn't any, but we've been through so much together. How could I leave? You know, this my ace boon coon. And sometimes those people, they don't take a step back and see, is this relationship actually fulfilling me? Is this something that aligns with who I am right now? And maybe my mom and like a lot of people in my life say that I'm too quick to drop people, I'm too quick to let go recently, but it's because for so long I was a people pleaser. For so long I just accepted what I was given, and I didn't realize that I get to decide. I don't have to be stuck. I don't have to be not worthy or not valued right, or I don't have to be any of these things. And it took a long time for me to get here. It took some time. The silent nights crying, nobody else was there. Nobody else filled my cup up from the point of wanting to delete. Nobody else did that but me. And so I just want this video to be a reminder to somebody out there that you set the value. You set the standard. Make sure that you're giving yourself exactly what you want in a relationship and more. So that when you do get into a relationship, or when you do find that friendship or whatever it is, when that thing comes outside of you, you know that at any given moment, at any given point, you can leave and choose you, because you're always good by yourself. Go to that restaurant alone. Go to that party. Go listen to that jazz music. Go dance in public. Go be free and just allow yourself to live without having the blockages and the stipulations of so many people outside of you. The opinions and the projections and all of these things, saying, well, these people don't agree with it. Well, fuck them. This is your life. Your life. This is your one experience of being this version of you in this moment. Yeah, every moment is an extension of the now, but let yourself fully be immersed in it, into the joy, into the love, into the presence, into it all. And not because somebody else told you, or because this is what your people want to do, but because this is who you are. Because you know that you're worthy of it all. So yeah, remember that you set the value. You lay the foreground. You build the foundation. You pour your cup up. And from that space, you then get to choose who it is that you would enjoy, or who it is that you would like to be in your energy. Be selective with your energy, with your presence, with your time. Be selective. Because you're divine. You're amazing. There's no one else like you on this universe, on this plane. There's not another being like you. So stop hiding in the fear and the comfortability of, I know these people and I've known these people for so long. No. If you decide that you want to change your major at the last year, you do that. Because it's your life. What fulfills you? If you decide that you want to drop out, then you drop out and you go pursue that passion. If you decide, hey, I don't really know what I want to do, but I just want to be right now, then you do that. Because nobody is coming to save you. If it's going to be, it's up to me. I learned that this summer. not this summer, but this like fall it was. This fall, I was on a live stream with a woman, and she said that a good friend of hers who passed actually told her that if it's going to be, it's up to me. And it's been ringing in my head ever since, because that is so true. Remember that. If it's going to be, it's up to me. Nobody else is coming. Nobody else is going to swoop you out of your life and carry you to the version of yourself that you see in your mind's eye, in your dreams. You can create whatever it is that you want in this reality, in this moment. Do you know, for so long I put back posting this video. For so long I put back making the podcast, because I was like, well, I've never done this before. I don't really know how it's gonna turn out. And right now I don't really have a script. You know, I wrote some things down in my notes app before, but I didn't really know exactly what it was gonna look like. But I'm here, and I did it through the fear. Because the only way to get rid of that fear is to walk it out, is to take the steps, take those actions, do the thing, do the damn thing, and do it well. And when I say well, I just mean put all of you in it. If you want to do it, and don't half-ass it. Go after it like the fucking sun chasing the moon. Because you know how they go up and up and up and up. It's like a chase thing. I love it. It's so cool. You have everything you need to be that person. You have everything you need inside of you to accept what it is that you want, to change your life, to transform your reality into one that you see fit for you. So stop playing small, okay? Who cares who did or didn't cheer for you? As long as you got you in your corner, you're good. You're straight. That's all that should matter. Is that, hey, I'm proud of this thing that I produced. Even if it only got 3 likes. Even if it only got 0 likes and 150 views. Like, regardless of it all, you're proud of you. And that's what matters. Nothing else. Nothing less. But you. Okay? And don't worry about who's supporting you and who's not, or who's doing this and how much videos they're like, how much likes their video got, and all this fun stuff. Just worry about you. How do you feel? How did this video make you feel? Do you feel proud of your work? Okay, that's it. How does this art make you feel? Do you feel proud of it? Okay, then that's it. And extrapolate that to anything, you know? As long as it filled you up and you feel good about what you produced, bravo. You're doing the fucking thing. Can't nobody tell you how your worth is when you already are anchored in the knowledge of who you are. When you already know that with this or without this, I'm still that bitch. I'm still her. Then you'll know that, oh, okay, I could really give a fuck less if you support me or not. Because you're supporting yourself regardless. You're still giving yourself that same love, care, admiration, and pride, power, all the things. You're still giving it to yourself, so it doesn't matter what other people, whether they clap for you or whether they boo. Whether they're silent or whether anything. None of that matters, because you are the value. You already have it. So yeah, I feel like I didn't say that in the podcast, so I just, while I'm walking home, figured I'd make that. But look at this beautiful sight since you're here. It's beautiful out here. So yeah, so long as you deem yourself worthy, fuck everything else. Okay? It shouldn't move you, whether they care or don't, because you care. And that's it. Bon voyage. On to the next. If you feel like, oh, I could have made this a little bit better, I could have, okay. So do that on the next one. But as long as you poured all of you into what you just created, baby, you won. And I'm proud of you. And you are proud of you. Okay? Love ya. Sometimes when you want something so bad, it seems like you're desperate, you know? And in this generation, in this time in society, we're conditioned to seeing all these people who are showing us their highlight reels of their lives. And you see that, oh my gosh, this is what I want. I want to be like them. I want to experience this thing. But you already have everything you need within you to live your perfect life. So don't compare your journey to anybody else. Don't allow yourself to be conditioned to thinking that you're less than because you don't have X, Y, and Z, because you're already perfect. You're already whole. You already are worthy simply by existing. And you have to know that. You have to tell yourself that. So that way, when you get something that is in alignment with the version of you that you so dearly desire to be, you'd be like, oh, look at that. Look at that. That is nice. That is sweet. You know, like, you can enjoy it, but you know that even with or without it, you're perfect. You good. You straight. Okay? So, yeah. And that goes for a substance. That goes for money. That goes for fucking everything. That just goes for everything, bro. No matter what reality is projecting to you, fundamentally, because you are you, because you exist, you're perfect. Hey, you are right in my books, all right? No matter what is being projected onto you, you are perfect. You are whole. You have everything that you need. You're it. You're that girl. You're that boy. You're them. Okay? Much love again. We'll see if I come back again. I just keep thinking of more things, and I'm like, let me share this with them too. Back again. When you slow down and notice the beauty in nature, you begin to appreciate the stillness and the peace that exists all around you. So when you're in solitude, or when you're experiencing, I don't know, whatever thing outside of you, just coming back into nature, coming back into this place of simply peace where things just get to be without any expectation, where the sun gets to shine just because she is, and the moon rises simply because it wants to. This tree isn't performing, isn't trying to be like this tree over here. It simply is. And we should allow ourselves more time to simply be. Because there's so much peace and so much love and beauty in simply being and appreciating what you've been overlooking for so long. Which, in my case, in the chronic people pleaser era, I was so busy looking at others and what everybody else around me had and comparing it to what I had, that I wasn't simply being. I wasn't simply appreciating the love, the joy, just the abundance that I hold within myself. And it's just like how when you're cooped up in the house, you're not looking and appreciating all this beauty that exists simply for free. You don't have to pay anything to enjoy the beauty of nature. But it's constantly overlooked because society wants you glued to a phone, glued to a screen, so that you can't appreciate all of the love and the abundance that exists naturally. And there's nothing wrong with having a goal, but remember to stay present in this moment, because it's the only one that truly exists. Yeah. That's all for the day. Peace. I have one simple question. Would you rather live life as a bitch or conquer life and make it your bitch and become mad rich. Ooh, bitch, I'm so good at this shit. Like, I can't. Thank you for coming to the podcast. This is amazing. I'm just gonna soak in the nature. And yeah, make sure you're choosing yourself. Make sure you're loving on yourself. Make sure you're giving yourself everything that little you desired. Give it to yourself right now because you are worthy of it. You deserve it. And stop at nothing. There's no fucking limit for you at all. You are unlimited. You have everything that you need right within you. So you go out there and you go shake some shit up. And you make sure your name is known, heard. Go do what you want to do. And if what fulfills you is being in that 9 to 5, then you go do that 9 to 5 and you do it fucking well. You work that office. Like, don't allow anybody else's opinion of you to move you because you are them. You are her. You are him. Don't stop. Okay? Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so happy. This is amazing. I love this. More podcasts coming. More podcasts videos coming soon. Thank you for being here. This is amazing. Love ya.